Hey, how are y'all doing? So I have decided to come live on YouTube and Facebook so that you all can get to experience the recording of my podcast live. So what I'll be doing is recording Sunny Days podcast season 2, episode 1 here live for you all. So you all will be able to experience it, get all the info first, and then uploading it onto the podcast. So if you want to hear and see more about the podcast, make sure you stay tuned. And today's topic is be a spiritual powerhouse. But I am not going to get ahead of myself. What I'm going to do is start recording for the podcast and just stay, listen. If you have questions or anything, drop them below and I will make sure I answer them. Okay? All clear? All right. I'm back. Okay. I miss you guys so much and I can't wait to give you all the new juicy things. Hold on. My thing just told me that I wasn't recording. Give me 1 second. I'm back. All right, there we go. So I miss you guys so much, and I can't wait to tell you all of the new things I have in stores, all of the things that I've been doing, all of the things that's been going on, and kind of just catch you guys up. And if you don't know, if you haven't heard or got the newsletter, I have changed the format of Sunny Days, but no worries because it's only getting better. So welcome back for season 2. I took a hiatus. I didn't plan on taking a hiatus, and neither did I plan on even having a season 2. I guess I just thought it was going to run all year long. But nevertheless, I took a break, a much needed break, but I'm back in full effect. So I miss you all. I hope y'all miss me too, but I'm ready to get back into it. So basically, what have I been up to, right? Because everybody would DM me. They're like, Sunny, I haven't seen you in a minute. So honestly, I kind of just been behind scenes preparing for 2020 and also getting things done and finalized for the rest of 2019. I guess that's a way to sum it up. But honestly, I've been working. That's what I've been doing. I've been working and doing things that I like to do and enjoying my time doing those things. For one, I know like I ran the Learn, Grow, and Transform Challenge, which took place in October, where I brought 20 plus experts on different topics. We talked about candle magic. We talked about meditation, sexuality. We talked about tantra. We talked about so much. We talked about budgeting. We talked about different things. And it ran from the 1st, I believe, to the October 1st to the 25th, and everybody presented for about an hour every day, and that was a lot to put together and be a part of. So I was there during October, and I've been doing other things, right? Just preparing. I have some great things in stores for you all. And what's new? So same old same. You guys know that I continue to send out my monthly dose, which is my newsletter, which is Sunny's Dose, which you get at the beginning of every month. Majority of the time is sent out on the 1st. I am still doing this podcast, Sunny Days, because y'all know I love Sunny Days, and I love to fucking talk, to be honest, and I love to share light and knowledge on the areas that light my soul on fire. So I'm still doing Sunny Days. I decided to change the outline of it, which I'll explain because now I have different segments. I'm breaking it up into segments, which I think you all will enjoy more, and I'm going to enjoy it more because I get to talk about different things. What else? Of course, this month, November, I have launched an open enrollment for my I Choose Me program, which is the 5-week course that I walk you ladies through from healing your past, living in the present, and manifesting your future. That opened enrollment, and you guys know I only open that 2 times a year. It's only open twice a year, and it's a 5-week program. So that's happening. And then, also I have the I Choose Me program at 50% off this round. I don't know. I do know why. One, I don't like I don't like money to be an obstacle for people, and I don't want women to basically hold themselves back because money is a challenge. That's one. And then two, it's like everybody is expecting some sort of Thanksgiving, Black Friday sale. So I'm like, why not all in one? But mainly because I want more women to be able to access their healing and get more info that they need. So yeah. But yeah, basically that's it. So, all right, let's get down into I'm not going to bore you with all what's been going on. I'll probably pin some stuff and include some stuff once I start talking, and you will figure out what's kind of been going on also along with the things I mentioned. However, I am going to get into the first segment. The first segment of Sunny Days is Sunny Gems. Sunny Gems is where I offer different tips, tricks, and tools that will help you throughout life, period, right? Period. But these tips, tricks, and tools are either spiritual tips, either wellness tips, or personal growth. So wellness, spirituality, and personal growth is the areas I focus on. So Sunny Gems is where I'm going to be dropping tips, tricks, or tools to help you incorporate these things into your lives. So today's Sunny Gems is set up an ancestor altar. Yes, that is what it is. Set up an ancestor altar. Why? Because you need to. Everybody need to. I don't care what nobody say. Everybody need an ancestor altar. Everybody needs to talk to, venerate, and spend time with their ancestors. I'm a big advocate for ancestors veneration because I am who I am because of my ancestors. I am where I am because of my ancestors. I would not be who I am if it wasn't for my ancestors. Biological, right? My biological body is because of them. My DNA is because of them, but also my spirit, right? I truly believe that I am where I am because of my ancestors. And for those who do not know, both of my parents are deceased. My mom died when I was 8, and my father also transitioned when I was 17. So for me, that one of the ways that I have healed myself and healed that grief is by continuing to connect with them and continuing to have them on my side and continuing to pay homage and pay thanks to them, because I know if they protected me and guided me and provided for me on the physical plane while they were here, I could just imagine what they're able to do on a spiritual plane. So, yeah. So that's a little bit, right? But I believe everybody need to have an ancestor altar. I go hard for my ancestor altar. I spend time with my ancestors daily. I talk to my ancestors daily. I don't care what nobody told y'all. I don't care who said what, but everybody has ancestors. That's one thing that we all have. Not everybody can agree on religion. Not everybody can agree on different spiritual tips and all of that shit. However, everybody has ancestors. My ancestors are different than yours. Your ancestors are different than mine. We all have ancestors, and we all need to talk to them. We all need to pay homage to them. We all need to respect them. And as I just truly believe that an ancestor altar gives them a place to dwell, for their spirit to dwell. And this is a place for you to go. This is a sacred place for you to spend time with your ancestors. Of course, you can spend time with your ancestors away from your altar, but your altar is a place for them to dwell and for their spirits to dwell at any given moment. And this is a sacred place. It's kind of like if we go to Christianity, the religion, and I reference Christianity because this is the religion I was a part of. So this is the religion that I know about. But in Christianity, there is an altar, right? In the church, in the church, there's an altar, and we go to this altar in the church to pray, to get healing, to get deliverance, to worship, right? Because a lot of times the praise and worship team is on the altar. When you need prayer, when you're getting quote unquote saved and delivered and things like that, you're on the altar because this is where you lay your burdens, you lay your worries down. And this is a place where the spirit dwells, right? The altar in the church is somewhere that's sacred because they say this is the spirit. This is where the Holy Spirit dwells. This is where you come to meet Jesus at, right? And this is where you cast your cares upon the Lord so that you can be healed and saved and delivered, right? This is something that they say in the church, and I believe that altars are important across all religions, across all faiths and spirituality practices. And I believe that it goes back so far back before we can even date and have like historical texts about it. But I believe altars is something that is a sacred place that you go and spend time at, and that you cast your worries and your cares, and you also get healing, and you also get power within these altars, right? And having an ancestor altar is just that, still a sacred place, still a place where you cast your cares and cast your worries and cast your and get your desires met too, right? But this is also a place that I believe that we spend time with our ancestors. And I don't know if nobody ever told y'all, but spirits don't work for free. Okay? I'm just letting y'all know. Spirits do not work for free. They don't. They don't. Not saying that you got to pay the spirits or nothing like that. Spirits don't work for free. You ain't going to work for free. That's like your boss call you in today and like, hey, yo, you think you could come in today? But we ain't going to pay you. Oh, and what about tomorrow? And it's the rest of this week. You think you'll just come and just basically volunteer? Hell nah. Why? Because you want to get paid. So same thing. But I'm not going to go too much in details about that. But I want you guys to set up an ancestor altar. Sonny, how do I set up an ancestor altar? It's not that difficult. I have a whole spiel and a whole video about it on YouTube. But no worries. I'll go over it. I believe that you should, and I keep saying I believe, I know, because this, I can only speak from me. I can only speak about my perspective. I can only speak about a person of color, right? I can only speak about as a Black woman. This is my existence. This is my truth. So I can only speak about that. I don't know about nobody else. I know about me. So I believe that on an ancestor altar, you should have at least every element represented. Have, for fire, candle. I think that is a must. A white candle is a must. If you have nothing else, have white candle and some water, a glass of water. Fire and water, right? So fire, white candle, and I believe the flame is the spiritual doorbell to the heavens, right? The spiritual doorbell to heavens. With a white candle, you're gonna get a cup of water. Put a cup of water there, and then for air, you could do incense, you could do feathers, you could do something that represents air, but a lot of people do incense. That's cool. Then earth, you can have a crystal, you can have a rock, you can have something that represents earth on your altar. A lot of these gurus and shit say don't put the crystals on your altar and stuff like that. I don't believe in it. I've been having a rose quartz crystals on my altar, and it's been fine. My ancestors like it. So it's up to you, right? So your ancestors may not like it. Other than that, what else? Oh, and represent the ether. I have like an archangel Michael little pendant on there that represents the ether. I have some different other spiritual things because I don't really share specifics about my ancestor altar. I don't show pictures. That's another thing. Y'all stop taking pictures of y'all altars. I don't know where that come from. Who the hell designed that? Who told you? Who said that was cool? Who said that was cool? Because I don't know, like, stop, y'all, whatever. I ain't gonna tell y'all what to do. I'm not gonna tell y'all what to do. I'm not gonna tell y'all what to do. I'm not gonna tell y'all what to do. However, I'm not putting a picture of my ancestor altar anywhere. I'm not taking a picture of it. Any of my altars, I'm not taking a picture of it. I'm not posting it on Instagram. I believe certain things are to be kept and sacred. Why are we taking, are y'all gonna go to church and be like selfie on the altar? Or like wherever, like I don't know. Certain things I just feel like should be kept to yourself, sacred, and just whatever. However, whatever. So I go back. I don't share specifics about my ancestor altar, but you can have something that represents the ether, which is like the spirit realm, right? The spirit, right? The spiritual realm, the energetic realm, right? Have something that represents that. Also on your ancestor altar, you can have pictures. If you don't have pictures, that's fine. Don't have pictures. Don't put pictures. But if you have some, put some on there. You can also make a list of the family names that you do know. Don't kill any of y'all family members early, okay? Your ancestors are those who are already deceased and transitioned, okay? Okay? Okay. No, you're not going to kill them by putting them on your ancestor altar. I'm saying that to kind of be funny. But your ancestors are those who already transitioned. So make a list of the names that you know. Always put in all the ancestors to all my known and unknown ancestors, because you don't want to offend the ancestors that you may not list or you may not mention, right? So you can make a list of them, put it in a frame. Also, if you know some of their favorite things, right? If you know that your grandma loved bacon, maybe put a whisk, right, or a spatula. If you know your grandpa was in the military, maybe get like a little military figurine or something. Things like that. You can put different things that represents them. And then, of course, give offers. What are offers, Sunny? Anything that you want to offer them. When I eat, my ancestors eat. It's like how they say on God. But period. When I eat, my ancestors eat. So I fix them a little small plate. I have a what is it called? Calabash. I believe it's calabash. Calabash. I believe it's called a calabash. That I got from Cuba. And it looks like a coconut kind of, right? It's like a hard shell and it's small. And I put a little food in there for them whenever I eat. It's kind of like, think about the graveyard. You go to the graveyard and you visit your loved ones, and you may take balloons, you may take flowers, fresh flowers. You may leave different offerings at the graveyard. It's like the same thing. Know your home and your altar is not a graveyard, but it's where the spirits of your ancestors dwell. And when you go to the graveyard, a lot of times you don't go empty-handed. You go with something. And that's the same thing with your ancestor altar. You don't go empty-handed. You go with something. If it's fresh flowers, if it's food, if it's the fresh water, if it's maybe a mango, maybe whatever they like. Do that and spend time daily. Spend a couple of minutes every day. Just sit there. You're going to say, Sonny, I don't see nothing. I don't feel nothing. I don't even know there's a difference. But take time. It's going to take some time. And it's the subtle things. We get so wrapped up in life and all of the flashy and the kind of like the Hollywood thing of spirits and things. Like you see something run by or you feel something. It's the small things. So you got to pay attention to the small, subtle things that maybe your ancestors guiding you. You may be walking in a grocery store and all of a sudden you got a taste in your mouth of pumpkin pie. And you taste that pumpkin pie, you're like, damn, I really taste pumpkin pie. Maybe that's something that your ancestors want. So get you a little mini pumpkin pie and take it back to them, right? It's small things. You may be somewhere and then all of a sudden you smell the smoke of cigarettes. And you're like, damn, my granddaddy used to smoke cigarettes. It's small things like that. So yeah, that's Sunny Gems. That is Sunny Gems segment for today. Yeah, that is Sunny Gem segment for today, basically. Sunny Gem segment is set up an ancestor altar. Set up an ancestor altar. That is the Sunny Gems for today. So now to the next segment of Sunny Days is Sunny Speaks. Sunny Speaks, this is going to be the segment where I talk about the topic that comes up, right? I don't have set topics a lot of times, but sometimes I go with the flow. A lot of times I go with the flow because I am very spirit and intuition led. I let my intuition lead me and I let spirit guide me and tell me what I need to speak about. And I allow my ancestors to move through me and allow me to speak. So Sunny Speaks is going to be where I cover the topic of the day or topic of the episode, basically. So today, Sunny Speaks is be a spiritual powerhouse. What this is, I don't even know. Let me tell you the story behind it. I was kind of in the office and I was walking around and I was like, damn, what am I going to talk about? What am I going to talk about? And it dropped in my spirit. I always say that it dropped in my spirit. It literally dropped in my spirit. And I heard my ancestors say, be a spiritual powerhouse. And I'm like, be a spiritual powerhouse. Be a spiritual powerhouse. Okay. And I was like, well, shoot, before I go talk about a shit, am I a spiritual powerhouse? And then I thought, I'm like, I'm kind of a spiritual powerhouse. I'm definitely a spiritual powerhouse. And you could take this as whatever you want it to mean, right? You can make your own definition of it, but a spiritual powerhouse, and this is me, I didn't come up with a definition. I didn't write anything down. So this is me thinking through my thoughts too, right? A spiritual powerhouse to me would definitely be someone who basically is powerful from their spirit out, if that makes sense. I'm powerful first in my spirit. That's what makes me powerful in the physical, not vice versa. You know? So that I would say that would be how I define a spiritual powerhouse. I'm powerful first from within. I am powerful from within first, and then on the physical. So be a spiritual powerhouse. But some things that come up when I think about being a spiritual powerhouse and how you can be a spiritual powerhouse, one thing we deal with is we have to know how we feed our spirit. How do we feed our spirit? What are you doing to feed your spirit? One of those things, right, is you can feed your spirit from meditating. You could feed your spirit from praying. You could feed your spirit from worshiping. You could feed your spirit from journaling. You could feed your spirit from listening to certain songs. You could feed your spirit by spending time in silence. How do you feed your spirit? Self-care can be some of those things. But yeah, how do you feed yourself as spirit? For me, specifically, I'm sorry about that sound, but for me specifically, like one of the things that has always stuck with me, feeding my spirit, is something that I do daily, but it looks different. I don't do the same thing every day. I do not do the same thing every day. Some things stay the same. Like every day, I honor my ancestors. Every day, I find time to meditate, but it doesn't look every day so routine. But one thing that definitely feeds my spirit still, and has always has, that I had to come to terms and kind of accept again, is praise and worship, right? And this is something that is kind of a long backstory, but I'll give you a little bit about it. Praise and worship. So basically, I was a part of the Christian religion from 2000, and I always kind of grew up, but my dad, my mom, nobody forced me to go to church. That wasn't our thing in our house. My dad didn't go to church, like it wasn't a thing, but I found my way there anyways from about since elementary school, but on my own, deciding to sign up, like join and things like that. I would say since 2007, and I left the church in 2014, maybe. Yeah, 2014, somewhere around there. 2014. And one thing that has gave me so much power during that time, and now because of healing, right? I believe I am no longer a part of the Christian faith. However, I am not against it, and I'm not against any religion. I feel like if it helps you be a better person, and if it helps you thrive and do good for yourself and do good for humanity, you damn right, go for it, right? As long as it's not tearing you down, as long as it's not oppressing you. And that was what it was doing for me after some time. So, however, when I left the Christian church, what I wanted to do is rid everything from myself that came from it, if that makes sense. So anything that I associated with the church, I wanted to get rid of. I wanted to throw away. I wanted to basically denounce, because it was kind of like not a rebellion stage, but something is church hurt, which we'll have a whole nother episode about that. But that was one thing. Church hurt. I was disappointed. I was hurt. I felt abandoned. There was a lot of things, but throughout the process, one thing that I did accept and know to be true was that a lot of my healing came from the church. And specifically, a specific part of the church, the praise and worship part of it, is where a lot of my healing took place. A lot of the songs and the music and the beats and the instruments moved my spirit and healed my soul at a level that words can't even explain. It's something that you have to experience. And it was always the music. It was always the music, always praise and worship that got me. I could spend hours in praise and worship. I remember we were in a shut-in one night, and we were there all night, 24 hours. It was 24 hours shut in, and I think praise worship went on for 8-9 hours, and I was in it. Okay, I was involved because that was something that moved my spirit. It was the singing. No, I can't technically sing. I don't sound well singing. I'm like tone deaf, what they call it. But it was something, singing certain words, and it just healed my soul. I say all that to say praise and worship was something that healed me. But when I decided to walk away, that was one of the things that I wanted to denounce and get rid of, because I was first, anything that came from the church, anything that I learned and appreciated from the church, I got rid of it, right? And it wasn't until these past few months or so that I realized that just because you do not associate yourself with something, do not mean that you can't take the good from it. For example, I do not identify as a Christian. However, that does not mean that I can't have praise and worship, right? And my praise and worship does not look like the Christian church. Let me specifically break all of this down. Just because I'm no longer a Christian, because I'm not a part of the Christian church, I can still take heed and take things from the church that felt good to my spirit and that fed my spirit. And one of those things was praise and worship. But I did not understand how to disconnect the two. I connected them together because I thought praise and worship only was associated with the church, and anything that was associated with the church I could not do and I would not do. Same thing as like prayer. That was something that for a while, like when what people will always say, they were like, she'll pray the heaven gates open. Like I could pray. I was a prayer warrior, and I still am. I will pray life into somebody real quick. However, that was something in the early stages of walking away from the church that I was like, I can't pray, because I always associated church and prayer and church and praise and worship. So I was like, okay, I can't do none of this. If I'm not going to do church, I can't do any of this. And that's not true. And that goes back to say that just because I walked away from the church does not mean that I had to walk away from the parts that I learned that fed my spirit, that made me feel good. Hence, praise and worship and prayer. Of course, there's certain things that I do not. For example, perfect example. I do not believe. And this is me. I don't care. I don't believe in Jesus as my Lord and Savior. So I am not talking about praise and worship that is paying homage and reverence to Jesus as Lord and Savior. I'm not talking about praise and worship. I'm talking about songs that light my soul on fire, songs that I feel like is healing my insides, and also songs that allows me to connect with my ancestors. I don't care what anybody say. A lot of our ancestors, especially if you are Black, if you are African American, if you are of African descent, and your ancestors were brought here as slaves, a lot of our ancestors were Christians. Whether they were forced or not, this is a different story, right? But they were Christians. So a way for me to connect with my ancestors is to sing the songs that they sung that set them free. A way for me to feel the presence of my ancestors is to be in the presence of them be in the presence of them and allowing them the space that they're comfortable with, right? Just like I'm not going to force my ancestors to be vegan because I'm vegan. I'm not going to do that, right? Because I just bought them some stuff that was like pork skins and all that stuff. I don't eat that way. But guess what? I'm going to give it to them because that's what they were used to, and that's what they know, and that's what was good to them. So go back to the praise and worship. I am going to sing the songs that not only sets my soul on fire, but allow me to connect with my ancestors. It's about something about music. I don't care what type of music. I don't care. That when you hear the rhythm and the drums and the beats, it's something in our soul that gets set on fire. And then when you put words with it, that is healing. I think it's very powerful. So there are a lot of gospel songs that I listen to, and there are a lot of gospel songs I don't listen to, but it doesn't make me, and that was something that I battled with for some time, it doesn't make me Christian if I sing certain songs, or it doesn't make me less of a Christian if I don't sing songs, right? I am able to take things that feel good to me, and I am able to feed my spirit with the things that feel good to me. And anything that demeans me, anything that makes me feel less than, anything that makes me feel unworthy, I'm not going to sing. Like, for example, one of the songs, and if you know a song, you would probably know Open the Floodgates of Heaven. I'm not gonna sing it. I was gonna sing it, but I don't sound well. I don't really care. But you know how it says, open the floodgates of heaven. That song. Let it rain. That right? What shit, we all want the floodgates open, right? Everybody want the floodgates open, because when the floodgates open, you know what I mean? Shit is pouring down. We about to get some money. We about to get some prosperity, some abundance. We about to move forward in life when the floodgates open. I'm gonna sing that song. Why? Because my ancestors like the song. It feels good to me. It's saying what I needed to say, and it makes me feel really good. So I say that whole long ass story. long thing, and to say, how do you feed your spirit, right? And in the process of feeding your spirit, know that if it feels right to you, it is right. If it makes you feel good, then do it. Feeding your spirit looks different. You may not feel like you want to pray. That may not be something that makes you feel good inside. That may not be something you resonate with. Then don't fucking pray. Don't pray. Don't pray. Don't. Feed your spirit with things that feel good. Feed your spirit with things that makes you feel alive. Feed your spirit with things that allows you to feel grounded in spirit, right? And then another thing that comes up when it comes to being a powerhouse, a spiritual powerhouse, is how are you taking care of your spirits, right? How are you taking care of not only your spirit, because that's part of feeding your spirit, but the outside part, right? Your ancestors, your spirit guides, different deities, different spiritual beings, whatever you decide as the omnipotent force, right? God, creator, spirit, the divine, right? So how do you connect? How do you take care of them? Um, One way, right, that you could take care of your spirits, one of them being your ancestors, is giving ancestor offerings and setting up your ancestor altar. But another one definitely can be like if you are of certain religious backgrounds, whatever deity or whatever ascending master you believe in, how are you spending time with them? How are you taking care of them? How are you giving them offerings? Right? I hope that makes sense. Yeah, and it's spirit, the divine, the creator, God. How are you taking care of that spirit? How are you taking care of it? And not as if spirit needs us to take care of it take care of us, however, but taking care of it as far as doing your part here on earth, walking in your light, walking in your purpose. Yeah, I think, yeah. I don't want to go too deep and have your head spinning in circles, but just be a spiritual powerhouse. And being a spiritual powerhouse is being powerful from within, being confident in knowing that what you do and who you are in spirit makes you powerful here in flesh, right? Be first powerful from within, feed inside, feel good inside, feed your spirit, talk to your spirit, be good on the inside, and everything on the outside will make sense or become to be easier to deal with because you are good on the inside. So be powerful from the inside in your spirit before you try to be powerful in the physical. Take care of your spirit, because baby, some people be walking around with these jacked up, fucked up, stank ass spirits. Don't let that be you. Don't let that be you. Okay? So, Sunny Speaks for this episode is be a spiritual powerhouse. The next segment of Sunny Days is Sunny Side. Sunny Side is a Q&A where I answer all questions that I may receive via DM, emails, whatever. If you have a question, email it to me, DM it to me, and I will be answering here. Of course, it'll be anonymous. I won't tell anybody y'all name. So make sure y'all let me know y'all questions. That's Sunny Side. But I have one question today for Sunny Side. And it says, can you explain what praise and worship looks like not in the church? Sorry, I don't really know. I really don't know. It's okay. No worries to apologize. You don't need to apologize. But can you explain what praise and worship looks like not in the church? So literally, I truly believe when it comes to anything, you can make it your own. So what part of it did you like? Because like, I'm not going to discredit the church, right? I'm not going to discredit the church or the things that it taught me, because it taught me some beautiful, powerful things, right? How to spend time with myself, how to pay homage and reverence to something bigger than me, how to walk by faith, not by sight, how to have faith the size of a mustard seed, right? Things like that. It taught me some great things. It taught me how to take time to honor something or someone that is bigger than you, or not bigger than you, but that is no longer here, right? It taught me offerings, right? In church, first Sundays, we took like the offering, the blood and the body of Jesus, right? That's offerings. It taught me things like that. It taught me the power of healing, laying of the hands. It taught me great things. So all of those things, right? I can't take it away from me because it's a part of my ancestors. And the same thing with you. I cannot think of the quote by Rumi. Rumi, if y'all know the quote, help me out. But Rumi basically says that when we basically move on and go on in life, we can't disconnect and throw everything away that used to be a part of us, because it's because of that we are who we are today. And I cannot think how Rumi said it exactly, but I know that Rumi said, basically, just don't try to denounce everything. When we move on and grow and disagree with things, don't try to denounce it and disconnect with it so much that you basically remove yourself from it, because it's who it's a part of you, and it has brought you to this place. I can't think of the quote, but I say all that to say you can take the things that made you feel good and that made you that you enjoyed and make it your own. So praise and worship, you may not have agreed with, like I said, the part where Jesus is your Lord and Savior. You may have not agreed with that. So maybe when you're singing the songs and or you don't sing the songs that reference Jesus as the Lord and Savior. There's a song that I love by Hillsong Nation. What is it called? What feet may fail. I'm trying to think of it. Well, I will call upon your name. I cannot think of it. Keep my eyes open. Oceans rise, my soul rests in your embrace. For I am yours, and you are mine. I cannot think of it right quick. But I was just singing. Do not mind my singing. I thought that by me singing it, it will allow me to remember what the song is called. But it's by Hillsong Nation, and that's a song that's basically just saying, guide me and take me on this trip. I'm trying to look for it now. Basically allow me to walk the water without falling, right? Just guide me. And that when I sing that song, I'm not thinking about Jesus as my Lord and Savior. I'm thinking about my ancestors. I'm asking my ancestors to continue to guide me, continue to protect me, continue to move me in a direction that allows them to be proud, right? Continue to just help me. And maybe your praise and worship is you not singing songs that you don't agree with, or maybe your praise and worship is not you, or maybe it is you saying that and you're like, oceans is what the song called, Hillsong Oceans, where feet may fail. So you can go look it up. It's a beautiful song. But anyways, you can separate the religion from it, because I believe praise and worship goes way back before Christianity was even a thing. I believe praise and worship goes back to the motherland where my ancestors was, when they was beating them drums or making instruments and singing the praises of the gods, the moon gods and the sun gods, and worshiping their ancestors that allowed them to be in the villages they were in, right? I believe praise and worship goes way back. So, and praise and worship exists outside of Christianity today. Still today, there's praise and worship in other religions. There's praise and worship outside of religions. So allowing yourself to explore praise and worship outside of what we normally know, we have to think outside of what we're used to. So singing songs, like the song where I said, open the floodgates of heaven. Listen, that is something that I want and I truly believe. And when I sing open the floodgates of heaven, I'm talking to spirit, I am talking to my ancestors, and I'm talking to any deities or other spiritual beings that may be helping me and guiding me on this play. I need y'all to open us floodgates, right? So singing praise and worship that feels good to you. So if you're singing a song and it doesn't feel good and you're like, oh shit, I don't really want to say that. Or you can say that and you're like, damn, every time I say Jesus, I'm thinking about my uncle named Jesus. Okay, that was a little bit. Okay, y'all forgive me. But anyways, I'm just saying, if you're singing, you're like, okay, I don't resonate with the word God, I resonate with spirit. Okay, so when I sing this song and when they say God, I'm really thinking about God, how I define God, not how Christians define God, right? So I believe you could do praise and worship in any way that feels right to you, and you could do anything in life that feels right to you in a way that works for you outside of what no longer works for you. All right, so that's Sunny Side. So if y'all have any questions, make sure y'all hit me up with them. Y'all can email it to me. Y'all can go on my website, but y'all can email it to me at sunny@iamsunnybrooks.com, or y'all can DM it on Facebook, Instagram, or whatever, and I'll be sure to answer them on the next episode. And I have 2 more segments, so make sure you stay with me. But this segment is called Sunny Things. Sunny Things is where I give you an update of what's going on, what you need to know, and basically, yeah, what's going on, what you need to know. And if you're a part of my newsletter, my email team already, you already know some of the Sunny Things. So for this month of November, few things that's going on. One, I'm hosting a free masterclass, which is 5 secrets to healing and manifesting. It's a free masterclass that I'm hosting on Tuesday, November 19th at 7:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. It is 5 secrets to healing and manifesting. I'm going to go over some tips, tricks, and tools about healing and manifesting. That's it. You could join by going to my Instagram page and clicking the link in my bio, or you can go to that's about it. Or if you want me, you could like DM me or email me and I'll just send you the link directly. The second thing also under Sunny Things is I Choose Me program is now open for enrollment. This particular round, I am only taking a few people. I'm probably going to cap at 25. I have some people already signed up. The I Choose Me program, if you want to learn more about it, just go to www.iamsunnybrooks.com/I Choose Me. There'll be a link that you can just click here. So you can just click that. But it's a 5-week program where we really uncover the things that's holding us back, the pain and hurt that we don't want to face. We deal with it. We forgive. We let go. I teach you all of the different tips. Not even tips. I teach you the skills that it takes for us to forgive and live a life that we love, and live a life that makes us happy, and live a life that allows us to explore our desires. And also living in the present moment is something that we cover in the program. I go over how goals, it's so much, right? We go over values and things like that. And then I also go over manifesting, because manifesting is a big thing. And I have manifested the life that I have now. I have manifested my partner. I have manifested my businesses. I have manifested my life in general, my travel. I've manifested so much. So I think it's important, but I believe in teaching healing before manifesting, because I do not believe that we can truly manifest our heart desires when sometimes we don't know our heart desires because of pain and hurt and agony that we have yet to uncover. So I go over all of this in a 5-week course, in a 5-week program. It is live. We'll meet live and I'll teach you all of the things. And the special thing about this round is that it is 50% off. The course is 50% off. The program is 50% off. You can ask many people that have taken it. They will tell you how much they pay for it and that you're getting it for 50% off. And if you don't want to pay in full, there are payment plans that you can arrange. So just go to iamsunnybrooks.com/I choose me, and I hope I see you there, because there are limited spots. Oh yeah, and I only do I choose me 2 times a year. Twice a year. That's it. So it won't come back for another 6 months. All right. So, and then the last thing for Sunny Things is Soulful Vibes Co. If you don't know already, I am co-owner with my wife of a one-stop shop, a one-stop spiritual shop, and a one-stop shop for spirituality and metaphysical needs. Okay, so Soulful Vibes is a one-stop spiritual shop where you get all of your needs, far as for cleansing, crystals, jewelry, Florida water, all the good juju things. And if you want some good juju products, make sure you go to soulfulvibesco.com. That's SOULFULVIBESCO.com, and you can follow us on Instagram at Soulful Vibes Co. All right. So the last segment for Sunny Days is Sunny Reads. Okay, Sunny Reads. This is one of the things I could not figure out a name for it, but I just went with Sunny Reads because that was the one that I originally said, and me and Babe was like, "No, I don't really like it," but I'm like, you know what, whatever. But we're doing Sunny Reads. Sunny Reads is where I do a card reading for the people. I do the card reading every episode. What you're gonna do? You're not gonna do anything, but every episode I am going to pull a card for the episode. You're gonna get a card reading, a free card reading, and of course you can work with me one-on-one and get your own personal card reading. But yeah. So what I'll do is I'll always pull a card and give you the card. Majority of people, if not all listeners, will be able to resonate with the card, because that's just how I flow. You get a little bit of my juju while I'm here on this podcast. And I do offer one-on-one card readings. You can go to my website to book those too. But I think it's www.iamsunnybrooks.com/1on1. But if not, you can DM me or whatever, and I'll send you the link. But you can go on my site, go to services, and then you see one-on-one, and you'll be able to book. And for this card reading, I'm going to pull a card. I'm going to pay respect to the creator of this deck by reading their intentions for the card based off what's in the book. And then I'll give you any information that is downloaded to me from the spiritual plane that may help you and guide you to understanding this card. Card readings just give you confirmation, understanding, and guidance to what you should be focusing on and what you should be doing, if that makes sense. So here we go. All right, let's see. Do one good shuffle. And this deck that I am using is the Butterfly Oracle deck. It's the Butterfly Oracle deck. Butterfly Oracle. It's the Butterfly deck. Ooh, look at what card came up. It is Healing from the Past. Healing from the Past literally came up. Like, and if y'all don't believe I was just shuffling this, if y'all thought I was, y'all can go look on YouTube or even a Facebook group and y'all can see it. Those who are listening to it on the podcast, I legit was shuffling the cards. Healing from the Past is the card that came up, which is interesting because I just said something about I choose me, and I was like, I choose me, take you from healing from your past to, yeah. So if you needed confirmation to join I Choose Me, this is it. But healing from the past. The book says this card comes to you because there's a recurring pattern that stems from hurt feelings in your past. It's time for you to change this pattern by facing and healing old emotional pain. You may feel tired of revisiting the same issues, yet believe that there's no other way. Additional meaning: facing your feelings, forgiveness, healing work, leadership and activism, releasing emotional and physical weight, or donating old items. Healing from the past. I think that is as simple as put, but listen, we cannot be our best selves without getting rid of the shit that's holding us back. The analogy I really, really love to use, and I'll use it if you heard me say it, oh well, you're hearing it again, is think about you running on a track, right? And you have this backpack and it's filled with all type of things. And you're running and you're running and you're running and you're running. And you're like, damn, I can't go fast. And somebody say, hey, take some of that stuff out your backpack. Let some of that stuff go. And you take some off and you're like, damn, I can run a little bit faster. And then you take some more out and you're like, damn, I can run a little bit faster. And then you remove everything out of the backpack and you start running and you start running and you moving real fast. And now you're soaring. Now you don't want to race. Now you can fly. Right? Because you remove the things that's holding you back. You remove the things that you needed to let go that is stopping you from soaring. That is the analogy I like to look when it comes to our baggage. Our baggage is our hurt, our pain, our trauma, our fears, the shit that cause us to sabotage things that are good for us, the things that won't allow us to be in loving relationship, the things that allows us to continue to be in jobs that we hate, continuing to take things that we know we don't deserve, right? That is the baggage that holds us back. And in order for us to soar in life, in order for us to accomplish goals, to get the places we need to get to overcome our fears, we have to deal with that shit. There's no other way. I'm not gonna lie to you. I ain't gonna sugarcoat it to you. You gotta face it head on, face to face, toe to toe. Right? And you have to do that in order to move on, because if you are still stuck in the past, there's no way you can get to the future without overcoming your past. So we have to heal from that shit, right? And it's not pretty, but everything ain't cute, everything ain't pretty, everything don't feel good. And sometimes we have to go through hard shit in order to get to the places we want to go. You know how they say to whom much given, much is required, right? You want all of these things and you want to get all of these great things. Well, you got to do the much needed work that it takes to get there. Yeah, you have to get over it. Like, not get over it in that way, but you have to heal and you have to face that shit, because if not, you're going to be back in the same place. There's a direct line you can draw between what's holding you back and what's going on today to your past. It's a direct line. I'm telling you, self-limiting beliefs, hurt, different experiences is holding you back. But yeah, so learning from your past, healing from your past was the card that we pulled today for Sunny Reads. Healing from your past. If that card reading resonated with y'all, make sure y'all tag me. Make sure y'all say, hey, that card reading was lit. It was talking to me. Please, so I can know that y'all liking the different things. Also, y'all give me feedback. Give me feedback on how y'all like the new setup for the Sunny Days podcast. Let me know how y'all feel about the Sunny Gems, the Sunny Speaks, Sunny Side, Sunny Things, and Sunny Reads. Let me know. I've decided to break it up in different segments because I thought it would be easier to follow. I thought it will allow me to speak about different topics, and I thought you guys would enjoy it that way. So make sure y'all give me feedback on it. Y'all give me some feedback. DM me, and if y'all really enjoyed it, make sure y'all screenshot it and tag me on Instagram so I can repost it. Leave me a review. I really do this shit for free. Like, I'm not sponsored by anybody. I really just sit here and talk shit and share my journey and my experience with y'all because I really enjoy it. So please share it with others. Share it with others. Share the podcast with others. You can leave me a review. Give me a 5-star review rating. Leave me a review on Apple iTunes, Spotify, Google Play, whichever ones let y'all leave me a review and rate me. Do that and screenshot the podcast. Post it on your Instagram. Talk to me. What do y'all think? Did y'all take some stuff away? Just give me some feedback and share it with others, because that's how I'm able to show up and continue to give. The more people that come, the more people that will kind of be touched. And the more people that I could touch, the more people I could help with healing, the better this world will be. Because y'all already know I'm trying to save the world. I'm really trying to save the world. Okay? So make sure y'all leave me a review. And hopefully y'all liked it. Leave me a review. If y'all got some questions, DM me, all that good stuff. But until we meet again, y'all already know I fucking love y'all. Bye.